This is the morning of the 4th of August, 2024. Article on Fox Weather, written by Emily Speck, S-P-E-C-K, published on August the 4th, 2024, titled, Italy's Mount Etna erupts again, sends ash plume 32,000 feet into sky. Mount Etna's latest eruption caused flight delays at Catania International Airport in Sicily. It's the 5th time the volcano has erupted this summer. You know, if you ever get a chance to go visit Pompeii, you really want to try and do so. It's an incredible experience. I had the pleasure of being able to do that a number of years ago with my then wife. And if you do go, hire yourself a tour guide. It'll make all the difference in the world. Otherwise, you'll miss not seeing what you should see. For example, in Pompeii, they had one-way streets. They had large blocks in the center, and the chariot wheels could go over on the sides, but they couldn't come the other direction. They also had little white marble chips embedded in the dark pavement, and the moon would reflect off the chips so people could walk safely at night. The winemaker's home was one of the most expensive that we visited, and as you entered it, it had a mosaic of a man with his testicles on a scale, and the other edge of the scale was full of gold. In other words, your testicles are worth their weight in gold. It's pretty amazing. That home also had an irrigation system, a sprinkler system. Again, if you get a chance, please try to visit, and if you do visit, hire a tour guide. Let's go back to the article. There's a series of photographs you can look at as well. Mount Etna, Italy. For the 5th time this summer, Italy's Mount Etna volcano has begun erupting, spewing ash above Sicily and temporarily halting flights. I guess this isn't a bad thing because it's allowing itself to vent versus just building up the pressure and then blowing like it did many, many years ago in Pompeii. Italy's National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology said Mount Etna began erupting on Sunday. Video from INGV surveillance showed a lava fountain producing a massive ash cloud starting around 3 a.m. local time. Lava spews from the crater of Mount Etna volcano early on August 4th in Sicily. A column of ash could be seen rising from the volcano more than 32,000 feet above the neighboring towns. You know why they shut down the airports? Because the ash would obliterate a plane's windshield and it would snuff out the engines, which has happened on a number of occasions in the past. A column of ash could be seen rising from the volcano more than 32,000 feet above the neighboring towns. The INGV said there are ongoing lava flows from the Bocca Nova and Voragine craters. Flights at Sicily's Catania International Airports are temporarily suspended from part of the airport Sunday after the ash release stopped. However, officials warn of more possible delays because of the ongoing eruption. Mount Etna has experienced eruptive activity throughout July, including just over a week ago, with several other eruptive efforts since July. Sunday's eruption marks the 5th resulting from strombolic activity since late June. Look at that photograph. A view of smoke rising from Etna volcano after strombolic activity resulted in the 5th major eruption since volcanic activity resumed in late June. Take a look at that photograph. I mean, that would be a scary thing to be looking at. Mount Etna, one of the most active volcanoes worldwide, sits atop the Cumulative Plate margin where the African plate meets the Eurasian plate. This towering peak is one of Europe's tallest active volcanoes and the highest point in Italy, south of the Alps, currently exceeding 11,000 feet in height. Currently exceeding, because it might grow. Mount Etna is believed to be the longest documented history of eruptions among all volcanoes, with records dating back as early as 425 BC. Have a look at the photographs. And again, if you get a chance to visit Pompeii, please do so. I'll attach the link. Look at it. Pass it along. Oh, before I leave, I also went to the spa. They had like a steam room, and it had curved ceiling with grooves cut in it. And the idea there is that the moisture would create raindrops, which would run down, instead of dropping on the people, it would run down between those little curves. And in front of the steam bath, they had huge marble slabs. And the marble slabs contained barrels of wine. And the marble would keep the wine cool. I mean, they were very much ahead of their time in many, many ways. In either case, let's hope it doesn't blow like it did in Pompeii. Have a look at it, pass it along, and thanks for listening.